So recently you wanted to serve your ex-husband, and what happened?
Well, recently I've got some things I wanted to serve again because I wanted to file a FINA case again and put it in another county because that magistrate is very good. I've been in her courtroom
It is a
before.
shame you have to go judge shopping.
You have to go, Josh. And in fact, his attorney, when we were in Polk County, found out was trying to get us in that Dallas County. But when the judge looked at it, she was like this, literally. I don't get it. Where's Jodi's visitation? And she's just like, literally, where's her visitation? And the judge goes, well, he got so illegal. She says, I don't care what he's got. There should be visitation for this mother. She's never done any crimes.
Well, yeah, not to mention the fact that you were the primary.
Yeah. So now this was during the FINA case in the juvenile. And so she got kind of caught on as to what his attorney was doing, trying to get it back there as well. The FINA is supposed to be heard in the county in which the children reside. And I said, well, the children reside there because they were abducted. That's why they reside there. Otherwise, it should be heard in Texas where they were residing, because I had them here for 9 months. But the judge was looking at it going, and she kind of, I think, thought they want it to go to Dallas County for some reason. So I said, that's fine. We can hear this in Dallas County. Well, they were like, why does she want it in Dallas County? Well, I knew that it was going to go to the juvenile judge, not the family court.
I got it. And the juvenile judge is a whole different. Okay.
She's awesome. Okay, in that other county. But since I'd already done the change of venue, I didn't want to go back and forth. I just thought I'll let the chips fall where they may, right? So Judge Seymour looked at it and she says, well, you know, if this goes back to Dallas County, it won't be in front of Paul Husher. I assure you.
Yeah,
and he's the one that took my visitation away.
Hallelujah.
And the attorney says, well, who's it going to be in? He goes, in front of Virginia Cobb. And so him and the guardian ad litem were whispering, and I'm like, yeah, right? Because she knows me. I mean, she knows everything. And immediately they said, we'll keep it in Polk County. We'll keep it in Polk County. But then, of course, now I'm in appeal because they said there's no money in the courts, there's no money for your children to reunify them, but there is. It's called Title IV-B funding. So Title IV-B is after they take your kids and get the Title IV-D for flipping your custody. Some people, the Title IV-D is for child support. I was one of the very few lucky ones. I didn't have to pay child support because my ex came into the courtroom with a bogus 1040 and placed it in front of me in the evidence. And I started laughing out loud in the courtroom, and the judge is like, what's so funny? I said, well, I'm just really shocked that he would present this fraud to you, this perjured statement, in a court of law, and it says he makes $29,000 as an international pilot.
Yeah.
So his attorney said, well, you're looking right at it. I said, she goes, well, then it's got to be true. And I said, well, I don't care if Jesus Christ himself handed me this today, I'd call him a liar, because this man wouldn't roll out of bed for 29 grand. No pilot would.
Yeah.
This is before per diem.
Yeah.
And they get a guarantee of 78.5 hours a month, even if they call in sick all year.
Yeah.
They're union, and they get a guarantee. And I used to work for American. This isn't something I'm just pulling out. And I called his chief pilot, and he started laughing. He said, this is complete fraud. I said, well, he took a statement to Child Support Recovery saying American Airline Human Resource, the letterhead, and said he made $29,000. So his chief pilot said, well, why would Human Resource know? It'd be payroll. Okay, so here's a new one.
And by the way, while you're doing this, I'm just going through some stuff, rough numbers. So he's an international pilot making, at a minimum, $31 an hour. That's if he does. That's if he doesn't. If he gets with his guaranteed 78 hours, and if he's working more than that, so the more he works, the less he makes per hour. Seriously.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
and he
go
was
ahead.
making less than me without a master's.
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead. I
just
thought I wanted to run the numbers.
So when he's presenting this, the judge asked him, do you want her to pay child support? This is November 2016. I said, I dare all of you. I dare you all. And I'm sitting there very calm. My abuse advocate's sitting over there laughing. And I said, you make me pay child support on this, you'll see yourself in federal court. And I said, and everyone else will too, because this is fraud. And I said, Tim, where'd you type it up at? And she says, well, you see the form. I said, right, and you can get a plain form from irs.gov or the library. So I said, so did you get it from irs.gov or the library, and what electric typewriter did you use this from? Because this is not a computer-generated numbers, and I'm showing them the numbers. That's not computer font. is what I was trying. No, it doesn't look like that. And so the judge just kind of just switched gears. Didn't say yes, no. He just changed the subject, right? So I was one of the very few. I was lucky, but I was prepared. I mean, I kind of knew they would try this. So that's if I wasn't prepared, I would have probably lost.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
So anyway, I don't have to pay child support, but I don't see my kids either.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so many people that would say, I'll pay child support if you see my children.
Oh, I would have.
Yeah.
I would pay anything to see them for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And in addition to that, what, you're over $100,000 in debt right now?
Over 100,000. Yeah.
Because
I think I'm up to about 110, 120,000, including expert witnesses that I've paid retainer for, and then they quash my expert witness.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people from the outside. So Linda Gottlieb, I've paid her retainer, and they quash her every time. I paid a guy $5,000 from Canada. He was supposed to be a consultant about parental alienation. He stayed with me for about a year, and that went nowhere.
Yeah.
I can't get that money back either.
Yeah.
I paid Dean Tong. He's supposedly a professional, helped with the, I think, OJ, some other cases. I don't know if it was OJ. Michael Jackson, for sure. Paid him $1,500. Now he won't give me the money back. He said, well, your lawyers are supposed to call me. Well, lawyers aren't going to call an expert. They're too narcissistic. They're not going to call ask for help, so I lost that money. He did nothing for me.
Yeah.
That's happened a lot of places, but so now, like I said, I'm trying to file the FINA with Virginia Cobb. Virginia Cobb, the magistrate in Dallas County, said I can't order the date because you have to serve him. So I write her back and said I can't serve him because he's been evicted.
Evicted, yes.
So my ex has now been evicted as of January 3rd by the girlfriend that bought him a $500,000 home to rent. I've seen the rental contract now. He didn't even have to pay rent. He only had to pay electric and trash removal for 5 years on a basically a $500,000 home. So of course, where do you think my kids want to live? Here's a man making over $150,000. His girlfriend
Is giving him
stated that to my mother that she was paying him $10,000 a month to live on. $4,000 of that was toward my child support. He said I get. I'm not even awarded. Wasn't even awarded half of that.
Right.
And she said he told her that he had to write the check to child support recovery in his name. So he's a major con artist. So he took her for a ride. And sometimes I was getting $27, $17. I mean, 1 month, $203. Completely opposite of what it's supposed to be.
Right.
So when he put that $29,000 in, Jeff, to the child support recovery on that false letterhead, they took $1,100 a month from me overnight, and I had my twins down here overnight. We're having to go to food pantries. I'm still working, but I'm like, oh my God, that's like losing a whole person.
Right.
And so I had to cut off their cell phone, some coverage, internet, cable, everything had to go. And you get teenagers, they start to panic. Oh God, all these things we had are going bye-bye.
Right.
So they panic. So their panic turned into, we're going to leave mom because we're better off over here. Well, you're only better off over there because he lied.
Yeah.
So the whole thing's been revolved around his false allegations and his fraud and perjury and everything else. So that's why he's got him now.
Yeah.
But so now that FINA just sits there.
So basically, what
it
appears to you, if I were in your position, I would be furious because it appears, I'm not saying it is or isn't, but it appears to me that it's almost as if the whole system is working against you to try to shut you up, maybe to punish you somehow, and then basically they're gonna, after they've done all of these things, to cover their tracks, and then they say, well, we can't do anything because over the last 4 years we haven't done anything, and now the kids are out of the system, and they will never admit any type of liability.
No, never.